What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much what I've been working on today, or what I'm gonna end up working on today, is cleaning up this damn rat nest of a wiring on the BZ motor wagon. So I've gotten started on it. I pretty much took out the front seat and also the back seat. There was a battery underneath the seat with all these damn cables that were just literally tucked under there. So I'm slowly going to go through all of this wiring and try to remove whatever is not needed, just because of the fact that a lot of this isn't going to be needed. There's an AFR gauge in here that's right there on the center console, and there's also another meter there. So I'm going to go through this very carefully, try to cut out whatever is not needed, and hopefully we don't destroy anything in the wiring harness. That is the main thing that I don't want to do. Is I don't want to chance anything getting damaged in here, just because again, this is a stock wiring with a bunch of other rat nest bullshit. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through it carefully as I stated, and I'll update you guys once I remove everything else, and I'll show you guys all that I removed. Alrighty guys, so quick update. The rat nest of a engine harness that was inside of the floorboard on the passenger side is all pulled out. There was so much craziness going down into it, to where honestly, as I was inside pulling out all the wiring, you had the battery that was literally bolted to the bottom of the seat, and we have that over here now. So I'm not sure if my brother's gonna want to run that or not, but that is over here. I still got to go towards the back and pull out some other stuff, because this was all in there for like the AFR gauge. It has all this plastic wiring or hosing, so all this has to be put away and pretty much be pulled out. And then he got that harness that loomed right there that needs to be pulled out. That is actually tied to the fuel pump that was for the MSD that was on there. So we're gonna go ahead and pull all that off, make it back to factory, so that way we can have everything pretty much just situated. So what I'm gonna go ahead and work on now is getting the interior back to original, put the seats back in, put the center console back in, and then from there we can start figuring out the game plan of what we're gonna do with the engine bay. There's a few steps that need to be taken, and so that's something I just want to discuss with you guys of what we're gonna do. Alrighty guys, so quick update on what was done to the BZ wagon is pretty much all the interiors put back in place, armrest is put back in, center console, you know, everything is pretty much back into place. We also removed, as you guys seen, the engine harness, everything that was in there, all the cluster mess of wiring that was in here, and now we can start off fresh once again. These are pretty much all the OEM wires. I did reach out to Dana, or Dana reached out to me after I posted that I was actually looking for a new chassis harness or a new underdash harness. Comes to find out that I won't need one, thank God. That way it won't set us back, because finding one is going to be a huge pain in the ass, because this is an 88, 89, and it has to be chassis specific to this chassis, because again, harnesses won't match up. So everything is here. You got the original ECU plugs up here, but this is what confused me. I thought honestly there was a plug or an ECU plug that was cut here, and I wasn't gonna know how to figure it out, because not every single chassis harness is sometimes wired correctly or were the same. Things do change. So that is the main reason why I was getting annoyed and I didn't figure out. But again, something that Dana did tell me today is honestly that not to let it get to me. take my time, address the situation, and then go ahead and attack it and figure out your mean of fixing it and making it correct. So that's exactly what I did. I came out here, got everything correctly done. So now we can start off fresh once again, so that way we can honestly start moving forward inside of the engine bay. So aside from that, I honestly ended up putting on the hood. So the hood is put on just because, again, I didn't want it floating around in my garage and something to damage it, something to fall on it and just mess it up. So it's fully back on now, and the main concentration is going to be on the next couple of weeks is honestly start working on inside of the engine bay. There's going to be a few steps that I got to do in order to get started on all that. I am going to have to try to figure out pretty much all of the situation of the brake tuck and then get all that situated and get the lines flared up there, because we are going to route it a different way, because this proportioning valve is going to interfere with the valve cover of the K series. Usually all of that has to be relocated and pushed out of the way. So if we're going to do that, we're going to go ahead and do a full brake tuck to it again, just like how I did to my Wagon, or my EK actually, not my Wagon. And we're going to go ahead and tuck it out of the way. Again, the lines are going to be seen, so it's not necessarily a brake tuck, but we're just going to go ahead and make brand new lines, make them look a lot better, and that way they will actually flow and actually be out of the way, which is actually the goal, because this is actually going to be a functioning car. He does have plans with it in the future, as he does want to race it and have fun with it on the track, and even, you know, even in Mexico. But after we do all that, we can go ahead and start addressing this engine bracket. And what I mean by that is that this engine bracket, I need to make sure 100% that it is going to be straight as far as the angle of the motor, because from here to here it may look straight, but it could have a kink, and it's hard to tell because of the fact that Hasport has not went back to their drawing board and readdressed this issue. There's usually a bolt hole over here, usually where this bolt should be bolting into there, so that way you know it's 100% square, and that's where it definitely, and I mean definitely, needs to go. So in order for us to make sure that it goes there, we are actually going to have to assemble the motor and transmission just temporarily, slide it inside of there and put it in, and make sure that it is not kinked backwards or forward, because again, we want to try to make sure that the axle angle is correct and we're going to be 100% solid. But nonetheless, guys, car is actually ready to start doing work on it, which is going to be the plan for the next couple of days. I'm actually going to have around 3 to 4 weeks to work on the car. I'm not going to devote 100% of my time on it, as I do have to devote some of my time on the all-wheel drive EK, because I did offer my help with the painter to make sure that if he needs my help, I can go over there and just give him a hand, and also bring some content and update you guys on what's going on and how that car is looking. Aside from that, after putting the interior back together, putting the hood on, and trying to figure out things, I came up with the game plan, and I put it actually on a whiteboard. So let me go ahead and grab that. So this right here, guys, is the game plan. This is for my all-wheel drive EK, and then this is my brother's K-Series Wagon. There might be some stuff that I'm honestly forgetting, but we'll go ahead and address it little by little as we go. Again, it's just off of what's off of the top of my head, and hopefully we can make everything happen. But again, I just want to give also a huge shout out to the homie Xavier at Wireworks, because he actually sent me back my engine harness. So if you guys remember a couple of videos back, as my homie came down that did my harness for my fuel pump, how I was not priming. Well, we come to find out that one of the pins were actually pinned backwards. So Xavier had me send it back, and he did fix it, and he also ended up fixing one of the injector clips that actually had broken. So all that is fully repaired now, and it was bench tested. It was made sure that it is fully functional, and now we should be 100% solid, unless there is actually something wrong with my car. Fingers crossed that's not the issue. Again, if you guys remember, the car has been built from the ground up, and honestly, I never got it running, so I didn't know what exactly was going on. But hopefully everything works as it should be, and now when my all-wheel drive EK comes back, we can actually start working on it, put everything back together, and hopefully have enough time so where we can take it up to Armin up the hill and get it dyno tuned and set a base map, or set a base map and get it dyno tuned on an all-wheel drive dyno. So hopefully all that can happen so we can actually drive this car to the meet, because that would be extremely satisfying for myself. But pretty much, guys, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know we didn't do a lot. We just removed the harness and made sure that we can start off fresh again, because again, I just want to make sure that there's not going to be no fires in this car ever, and if we can prevent that now, let's prevent it and take that step forward. Again, guys, just remember, having a big name doesn't always mean you get perfect product. Sometimes it's the little guys that actually do better than the big guys. But with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, or you guys look forward to more content of the EF wagon being K-swapped, please like, subscribe, let me know what you guys think about it, and yeah, catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.